In section 1, you'll hear a conversation between two students, one of which who has missed the class. Section 1 will begin now.
Hi, Julie. It's Ricky. I'm calling because I missed class today and I was wondering if you could fill me in on what I missed.
Hi, Ricky. I'm doing well. Thanks for asking. I'm sorry to hear that you're feeling sick. Unfortunately, you missed a lot today. Professor Johnson assigned a new essay, and we spent most of the class discussing the requirements and what we need to do.
That's unfortunate. I was really looking forward to that class. Could you tell me more about the essay and what I need to do?
Of course, I'd be happy to help. The essay requires us to choose one of the bold headings from the note system and research it thoroughly. We need to find scientific research that supports our claim and use it as one of our references. It could be from some of the case studies we discussed in class, or you can find your own. It would be great if you could conduct your own research, as it would likely increase your chances of getting an A.
That sounds like a lot of work. Have you already decided what you're going to write about?
Yes, I have. I'm going to write about facial recognition by infants. I've already found a few experiments in scientific journals that I'm going to use as references. The library has tons of journals that you could use as well.
That's a great idea. I was thinking of writing about the effects of one of the psychotropic drugs we discussed in class. Do you think that's a good topic?
It sounds like a great topic. You can use information from the internet as one of your references, but it shouldn't be your main source of information. You should also cite some of the experiments that we went over in class.
That's good to know. I'll try to find information from different sources to make my essay more well-rounded. Are there any specifications on how the essay should be written?
Yes, there are. Professor Johnson wants the essay to be double-spaced and between 6 to 10 pages long. The main heading should be in italics and the shortened title should be on every page. You should also number each page and make sure the margins are 3.25 pixels wide. Additionally, you need to put your ID number on the report and make sure the title and date are on the cover page.
That sounds like a lot of requirements. How should I number the pages and make sure the margins are 3.25 pixels wide?
No problem. I can show you how to do that. It's really easy. Although there are many formatting requirements, we have the freedom to research many topics that interest us, so that's a plus.
All right, that makes sense. How many references should we include in the paper?
Professor Johnson said that we should aim for at least 5 to 7 reputable sources, but you can use more if needed. The important thing is that the sources you use are relevant to your argument and add value to your paper.
Okay, thanks. How should we properly cite our references in the paper?
Professor Johnson wants us to use the MLA citation style. He's provided us with some resources and guidelines on how to properly format our citations, including in text citations and the reference list.
Got it. So how do we actually do the MLA citation?
Well, for in-text citations, you need to include the author's last name and the page number where the information can be found. For example, if you're citing a book written by John Smith and you're quoting a sentence from page 25, you would include Smith 25. This goes at the end of the sentence.
Okay, I think I understand that. And what about the reference list?
The reference list should include all the sources that you cited in your paper. Each entry should include the author's name. the title of the work, the publication date, and the publication information. For books, this includes the publisher's name and the city where the book was published. For articles, you should include the name of the journal, the volume and issue numbers, and the page numbers where the article can be found.
That sounds pretty straightforward. Do we need to include the URL for online sources?
If the source you're citing is only available online, you should include the URL.
That's great. I'll look into it a bit more. But thanks for the overview on MLA citation. It doesn't seem overly complicated, I suppose. Do you think it would be a good idea to start working on the paper as soon as possible?
Absolutely. The earlier you start, the more time you have to do research and make sure you're on the right track. It also gives you enough time to make any necessary revisions before the deadline.
You have 30 seconds to check your answers. In section 2, you'll hear a lecture all about creating a great CV. Section 2 will begin now.
Greetings to all attendees of today's seminar on CV and interview techniques. It's important to remember that your CV and job interview are two of the most significant steps in your career journey. Your CV acts as the key that opens doors to job opportunities, while your interview is the final hurdle to securing your desired position. Therefore, it's crucial that we put in the effort to effectively showcase our skills and qualifications through our CV and excel in the interview. Please note that it's impossible to cover all aspects of CV writing in the limited time we have, but I would like to recommend several websites that can provide valuable advice and tips on this subject. I have included a list of the top 12 most popular sites on the paper that I have distributed among you. It's important to keep in mind that your CV should be concise and to the point. A single page is the ideal length, as the departments are often inundated with a large number of applications and may not have the time to read lengthy documents. This is particularly relevant in today's job market, where the economic impact of the 2008 financial crisis continues to be felt and competition for jobs is fierce. Furthermore, don't forget to include the contact information for your references. These individuals can provide recommendations for your job application and are typically former supervisors or professors who know you well. It's important to note that family members should not be used as references, regardless of how much they may love and support you. In addition to your CV, it's essential to include a well-written cover letter when applying for jobs. A cover letter serves as an introduction and a request for employment, allowing you to personally express your interest in the position and the company. It's important to keep the cover letter brief and to the point, as the detailed information about your qualifications and experience can be found in your CV. It's also crucial to ensure that the cover letter is typed as opposed to handwritten. Regardless of the beauty or legibility of your handwriting, typed letters are the standard for professional correspondence in the business world. This not only presents a polished and organized image, but also ensures that the information is easily readable and accessible to the recipient. In terms of the presentation of your CV, it's important to aim for an aesthetically pleasing and visually appealing layout. Consider using different font styles or colors to emphasize key information, and some individuals even choose to include a professional photo. There are numerous examples available on the internet that you can use as inspiration. However, no matter what design you choose, it's crucial to ensure that there are no spelling or grammar errors. I used to work as an HR manager, and if I came across a CV with mistakes, it would immediately be discarded. When writing your CV, it's important to describe your skills and experiences in a compelling and interesting manner. Emphasize your training and professional development, as these are what will make you stand out to potential employers. Rather than simply stating that you have lots of experience or many skills, provide specific details about your work history and accomplishments. For example, instead of saying I sold houses, you could say I sold over £2 million worth of houses in my first year. This approach showcases your achievements and makes the reader eager to learn more about your skills and experience. During a job interview, it's important to have a good understanding of certain key factors that may impact your employment. However, it may not be necessary to discuss every detail at the initial stage, as this could give the impression that you're not fully committed to the role. For example, while working hours can be an important factor to consider, it may not be appropriate to bring it up during the first interview. Instead, it can be discussed later on if the employer is interested in making an offer. One of the most critical elements to consider during a job interview is compensation. It's crucial to have a clear understanding of the salary range that is being offered for the position and to ensure that it aligns with your expectations and worth. If the salary offered is not satisfactory, it's better to move on to other opportunities rather than accepting a role that may not meet your financial needs. It's also important to keep in mind that other benefits such as pension plans may not be as relevant at this stage, especially for younger individuals. The most pressing concern is to ensure that you have a steady income that allows you to live comfortably. In conclusion, when it comes to discussing the terms of employment during a job interview, there are several important factors to consider. It's not necessary to delve into details regarding working hours right away, but it's crucial to make sure the salary offered is appropriate for your skills and experience. You should also inquire about the company's training policies, including the duration and compensation for the training period and the specifics of vacation and holiday policies. Remember, it's essential to get a clear understanding of all these elements so you can make an informed decision about the job opportunity. If you have any questions or need clarification, don't hesitate to reach out to the interviewer for assistance.
You have 30 seconds to check your answers.